One of the big questions Lions fans had on Sunday is, where is James Houston? Hi, I'm Mike Payton from A to Z Sports Detroit, and we're here to talk to you about why James Houston didn't play against the Rams on Sunday and what that could mean going down the road. First, we got to start all the way back in 2022. Lions drafted James Houston out of Jackson State in the 6th round. They wanted him to be a Sam linebacker. That was the plan from day one, and they tried to install that in him the moment he got to camp. And early on, you could tell like this was not working out. And the Lions wound up cutting him at the end of camp, put him on the practice squad. We didn't know when we were going to see him play. As the season went on, the Lions had some injury issues. They wound up having to elevate Houston from the practice squad for the game against the Buffalo Bills on Thanksgiving Day. Houston wound up shocking everybody when he sacked Josh Allen twice and just looked like a pretty good player out there in this short amount of time that he was able to play. From there, Houston went on and had another 6.5 sacks that season. And he looked like somebody that's going to be, the future of the Lions pass rush next to Aiden Hutchinson. Like, here's your two guys, Hutchinson, Houston. It's the future. They're a problem. But what everybody just kind of ignored when they saw those sacks was that, he was struggling with coverage. He was struggling against the run. And he just plain out wasn't playing that much. In 2023, during training camp, he's still not grasping it. He's on the depth chart behind Charles Harris. They're still waiting for it to happen. He's struggling with pass rush moves. They're hoping that he can add to that. And then week 2 comes along. He gets his first start of the season, and then he gets injured on a return, and he's out for basically the entire season, and that stunts his growth. He does come back at the end of the year. The Lions choose not to play him in the wild card game or the divisional game. They do bring him back into the NFC Championship game, but he doesn't really play a whole lot in that game. So 2024 comes along and we're thinking, okay, well, he's healthy now. He's going to have a whole nother summer to get over this Sam linebacker thing. He's got to get it by now, right? It's like, it's got to happen, but it's not happening. It didn't happen. He still struggled with it in 2024. First preseason game comes along against the Giants. He really just has a really bad night. And then he doesn't play the second preseason game. And then the thought there was, well, hey, maybe the Lions see him as somebody who's going to start, but that's not what happened because he does play the third preseason game. But the problem is, earlier that week, the Lions finally gave up on the Sam linebacker thing with James Houston. After 3 seasons of trying to make it work, they said, let's just make him set the edge and have him be a pass rush guy. But the problem with that is, the Lions spent the entire offseason talking about how they wanted players that could do more than one thing. And they wanted a guy that could bring more value by doing more things. Houston has struggled to do that. And here we are, week 1. Houston's completely healthy. He's a healthy scratch. He doesn't play in week 1. And it's probably because the Lions at this point kind of see him as a backup plan. And what hurts Houston even more is that Marcus Davenport had a great game. Levi Onwuzurike had a great game. Aiden Hutchinson had a great game. He's just somebody who is struggling to rise to the occasion and do what the coaches are asking of him. And that happens to lots of players. There's always some sort of circumstance for some guys, and some of those guys are able to rise up and get past it. I mean, Levi Onwuzurike is a great example. Struggling with this back injury, and last year he gets taken out of the rotation, and it looks like, hey, it's probably not going to happen for him. But here he started on Sunday. He had a tremendous training camp, and that's all it takes is you just got to show that you can be trusted and that you can do the thing that the coaches want you to do. And I think James can do that. And we'll see when it happens. And if it happens, this story's not over yet. Let's see where it goes. And maybe Houston can rebound from this. But if he can't, he's going to have to be somewhere else. And that sucks. But that's just what's going to happen.